and welcome again. Yes, class 142. Are you ready? Let's get going. Have you ever, has estado una vez a Colombia? Así lo decimos en inglés. Have you ever been to Colombia? ¿Conoces Chile? ¿Conoces Vietnam? Have you ever been to Chile? Have you ever been to Vietnam? No, I've never been to Vietnam. Richard, have you ever been? Have you ever been to Colombia? Yes, I have. I've been to Colombia. How many times have you been there? I've been there only once. Really? When was that? That was a long time ago. Well, be more specific. How long ago was that? Well, I went to Colombia in 2009, 11 years ago. You went to Colombia, or you were in Colombia? Well, both. I was in Colombia 11 years ago. Why? Because I went to Colombia. How did you go there? I flew. Did you go alone? Yes, I did. I went alone, but I met people there. And why did you go to Colombia? I went on business. How long were you there? I was there for only 3 days. Was it a productive visit? No. Well, it was a very busy visit. Very active. It was a very active visit, a very busy visit, and a very interesting and enjoyable. Fíjate, enjoyable. O sea, agradable. Enjoy is disfrutar, but enjoyable is agradable. It was an enjoyable visit, but it wasn't productive from the business point of view. No. Maybe the next time. Maybe the next time. Yes. So, but I've only been to Colombia once, not twice, not 3 times. Richard, ¿qué significa vonly? Nada. No he dicho vonly. You said I've only. No, perdona, it's I've only. I have only. Yo he solo estado en Colombia, literalmente en inglés, la sintaxis inglesa. I have only been to Colombia once. Ahora, hablemos en cristiano. I've only been to Colombia once. I haven't been there twice, nor 3 times, nor 4 times, nor 5 times. Sino, but only once. But Richard, have you ever been to Greece? Yes, I've been to Greece. Yes. How many times have you been there? I've been there twice. Oh, when did you go the first time? The first time I went to Greece was in 1973, January 1973, in the winter. Did you go alone? No, I didn't. I went with 4 other people. And how long did you stay in Greece? How long did I stay in Greece? I stayed in Greece for 2 weeks. Did you have a good time? Yes, we had a very good time. Was the weather good? Well, it was winter, so it was cold, a little bit cold. In some places, very cold. But yes, we had a good time. And when did you go there the second time? The second time, I think, was in 1988. And why did you go there? Because my wife won a trip. She won a trip. 2 trips? 1 trip? 1? No, she won a trip. Ella número 1, ¿no? Won. No, el pasado verbo ganar. Le tocó un premio. Le ganó un viaje. She won. Every day I win, yesterday I won. She won a trip for 2 people. Not bad, eh? And she invited me. All right, she invited me. So I spent, and how long were you in Greece? I was in Greece for about 6 days. Well, 4 days in Greece, 4 days in Greece, 1 day traveling by ship to Istanbul, Turkey, and 1 day traveling back. So it was a nice trip. Have you ever been? Have you ever been to China? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Mongolia? No, I haven't. Have you ever been to Morocco? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Finland? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Denmark? No, I haven't. Have you ever been to Sweden? No, I haven't. Well, how many countries have you been to? I think I've been to 34 countries. Wow. What's the biggest country you've been to? The biggest country in population? China. How many times have you been to China? I've been to China 4 times. When was the last time you went to China? The last time I went to China was 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago. And have you ever been to, well, that's the biggest country. What's the biggest country in area you've been to? The biggest country in area I've been to is Russia. Russia. When were you in Russia? When was I in Russia? Yes. When were you? Were you in Russia? I was there a long time ago. Be more specific. When were you in? I was there in the last days of December, the last days of the year, 1971, and the first 2 weeks of 1972. How long were you there? I was there for 3 weeks. But at that time, it wasn't Russia, it was the Soviet Union. Yes, yeah. I spent 3 weeks in the Soviet Union in the winter of 1971-72. Did you have a good time? Yes, I had an interesting time and a good time. Was the weather nice? The weather was very cold. The weather was very cold. Fíjate, to have a good time is pasárselo bien. No es tener buen tiempo. Weather. Was the weather nice? The weather was nice, usually, but very cold. So normally a blue sky, no rain, not too much snow. I was lucky, but very cold. Well, what was the temperature? Oh, the temperature was probably between 5 degrees and 10 degrees below zero, not above zero. Between 5 and 10 degrees below zero. Was it windy? Windy? A few days, yes. The first day in Russia, it was very windy, extremely cold. After that, no. All right, but have you ever been to Egypt? Yes, I have. How many times have you been there? I've been there only once. When did you go? A long time ago. Be more specific. All right, I went there about 15 years ago. Yes. How long were you there? I was there for about 6 or 7 days. Did you visit the typical sites? Of course. It's the only option. Tourism is controlled in Egypt, so I visited the typical sites. Did you have a good time? Yes, I had a good time. And what was the weather like? The weather was nice, hot, but it was nice. It was good. All right. So have you ever been to? Have you ever been to Richard? Yes. Have you ever been to Segovia? Of course, yes, I have. Have you ever been to Zamora? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Bitigulino? In Salamanca? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Baza? In Andalusia? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Baeza? In Jaén? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Úbeda? Yes, I have. And I've seen the hills around Úbeda, los cerros de Úbeda. I've seen the hills, and I've driven my car through the hills of Úbeda. Yes. But have you ever been to Sueca? Sueca in Valencia? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Altet? Altet. That's in Alicante, right? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Igualada? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Port Bow? Port Bow in Gerona? Yes, I have. Yes, it's on the border in the Alto Ampurdán. Yes, I've been there. I've been to many places. I've been to 34 countries. Really. I've been to Spain. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Italy. I've been to Greece. I've been to Turkey. I've been to Israel. And I've been to Egypt. And I've been to Morocco. That's around the Mediterranean. Yes, and I've been to Monaco. Monaco is a principality. I've been to Monaco. And I've been to the Vatican. That's 10. And I've been to San Marino in Italy. That's 11. And I've been to Andorra. That's 12. And then I've been to France, etc. And it goes up to 34. I've been to a lot of countries. But Richard, have you ever been to Japan? Never. I've never been to Japan. Interesting countries I've never been to? There are a lot. I've never been to Japan. I've never been to Korea, South Korea or North Korea. I've never been to Taiwan. I've never been to Southeast Asia. Where? Yeah, Vietnam, Malaysia, Burma, Thailand, etc. Laos, Cambodia. I've never been there. I've never been to Australia. I've never been to New Zealand. I've never been to Argentina. Yes. And probably you've never been to Antarctica. Probably. And probably you've never been to Greenland. And probably, because I don't know where you've been. But I'm sure that she's never been. She's never been. She's never been to Japan. And I've never been to Japan either. And he's never been to Japan either. None of us has ever been to Japan. And I've never been to Argentina, and she's never been to Argentina either. I've never been, and she's never been. I've never been, and she's never been to Argentina either. Neither of us has ever been to Argentina. And you? Have you ever been to Argentina? No. You haven't been to Argentina either? Well, none of us, none, escrito none, none of us, neither you, nor Nancy, nor I, have ever been to Argentina. None of us has been to Argentina. Yes. I've never been to South Africa. Have you? You haven't? So neither of us, neither you nor me, neither of us has been to South Africa. Hey Nancy, have you ever been to South Africa? She hasn't. So none of us, neither you nor she nor I, none of us has ever been to South Africa. I would like to go. I would like to go. I would love to go to Argentina. I would love to go to Australia. I would love to go to South Africa. But I don't have time. And maybe I'll never go. A lo mejor no iré nunca. Maybe I'll never go to South Africa. And maybe she'll never go to South Africa. She doesn't have any specific reason except tourism. I don't have any specific reason to go to South Africa except tourism. So maybe I'll never go. Maybe she'll never go. I've never gone. Nunca he ido. I've never gone to South Africa. I've never been to. Fíjate con go, está bien. Nunca he ido a Sudáfrica. Sin embargo, con estar se dice, y es incorrecto gramaticalmente en inglés, pero es 100% correcto en el uso. De hecho, es lo que hay que decir. Nunca he estado a África del Sur. I've never been to. I've never been to. I've never been to. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Oklahoma. And they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, in Arizona, what does it matter? What does it matter? That's a crazy song from 1971. I've never been to Spain, cosa que no es verdad. I live in Spain. And I've been to Oklahoma because I lived in Oklahoma for almost 10 years. And I've been to Arizona, passing through in 1962. Passing through in 1962. That's the only time I have been in Arizona. I've never been back. So I've been to Arizona only once. And Richard, what's the capital of Arizona? The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. Is it the biggest city? Phoenix, yes, it's the biggest city. And what's the second biggest city? The second biggest city in Arizona is Tucson. In Spain, you say Tucson, pronunciando la C. In English, no, Tucson. And what's the most interesting place in Arizona? Oh, that's a good question. There are many, but of course, the most impressive, the most fabulous place in Arizona is the Grand Canyon. The Colorado River starts in Colorado, passes through Utah into Arizona, well, in Nevada into Arizona, and it forms over 10 million years, it has formed the Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon is probably one of the most impressive physical sights, attractions in the world. So I recommend you go. I've only been once. I've only been to Arizona. I've only been to. Solo he estado en. I've only been to Arizona once, and that was in 1962. I was only 10 years old, but I remember Arizona. I remember Arizona as very hot, very dry, and impressive. But Richard, yes, have you ever been to India? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I've never been to India. Places I've never been to. I repeat, I've never been to Argentina. I've never been to Australia. I've never been to. And she's never been to. In fact, Nancy Johnson has never left the United States. She grew up in Kansas. She met her husband in Kansas. They got married, and now they live in Nebraska. And she doesn't have a passport because she has never needed a passport yet. So she's never been to Canada. She's never been to Mexico. She's never been to Australia. She's never been to Cuba. She's never been to Puerto Rico. She's only, in fact, I think she's only been to Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota, and once, and to Wyoming, to Yellowstone National Park. You remember where Yogi Bear lives, Yellowstone. So she's been to about 6 states. She's never been to Texas. She's never been to California. And she's never been to Colorado yet. But she's going to go to Colorado in the future. Yes, with a very interesting job in the famous ski resort in Colorado called Aspen. But she's never been to Colorado. I've been to Colorado many times. Yes, because my sister lives there. I've been to Colorado maybe 7 times. I've been to Mexico maybe 5 times. I've been to Great Britain maybe 10 times. I've been to France maybe 15 times. I've been to Ireland only once. And I've been to Greenland 7 times. Come on. Yeah. No, you haven't. Yes, I have. I've been to Greenland 7 times. I don't believe you. Well, it depends on your definition of the verb to be. You see, existence. For example, my imagination can take me to many places faster than the speed of light. I can go from here to Greenland at the speed of light or maybe faster, and I can be there, or to India. Yes, it depends on your definition of existence. For example, who exists, who has a stronger, more influential, powerful existence? Me or Don Quixote de la Mancha? Of course, Don Quixote is a fictitious character, but his influence and impact on the world is much greater than mine. So who really exists more? Me or Don Quixote? Or Sancho Panza? Or Madame Bovary? Who? So it's very interesting about these things about existence. So, but no, physically, I've never been to Greenland. Have you ever been to Greenland? Have you ever been to Italy? Have you ever been to Austria? I've been to Austria, but I've never been to Vienna. I've been to Innsbruck, but I've never been to Salzburg. I've only been to Austria once, and that was in Innsbruck, in the west, in Tyrol, in the west of Austria. I've never been to the east of Austria, and I've never been to Slovakia. I've never been to Bratislava. I've never been to the Czech Republic. So I've never been to Prague. I've been to Berlin, but I've never been to Hamburg. I've been to New York, yes, but I've never been to Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, it's an important city in Kentucky. Very pretty, they say, but I've never been there. So, have you ever been? Have you ever been? Yes. You can practice this. Have you ever been to Greece? Yes, I have. How many times have you been there? I've been there twice. When were you there the first time? Or when did you go there the first time? How long were you there? Duración, the first time. When did you go the second time? Or when were you there the second time? How long were you there? So between the two, how long were you in Greece? In a total 3 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks during the first trip, and I was there for 1 week during the second trip. So, in total, ¿cómo se dice en total? In all, I've been in Greece for 3 weeks. I was there 2 weeks plus 1. All right. So, have you ever been to Portugal? Yes, I have. What's special about Portugal? The pronunciation. The pronunciation. Yeah. Chewing gum. Chewing gum. Portugal. Portuguese chewing gum. Portugal, Portugal. That's the next point on the list. La famosa T más U. The future, el futuro de Portugal. The future of Portugal. Exagero, pero muy poco, ¿eh? La T más la U en inglés tiene sonido de chew, como chewing gum, como chicle. Except at the beginning of a sentence, at the beginning of a word. Yeah. Tune. Tune, un tono, tune. However, the British sometimes say tune, almost like a ch, almost. Yes. Turn, churn. All right. Portugal. The future, fíjate, the future of Portugal, the future, the situation, situémonos, let's situate ourselves. Situémonos sobre la situación de Portugal. Let's situate ourselves concerning the situation or the future situation of Portugal. All right. Picture. There's a picture on the wall. Picture. Claro, escrito picture, pronunciado picture. Furniture, los muebles. Furniture. The furniture in this room is, it's nothing special. The furniture is, utilitarian furniture, just to sit in. The furniture. The furniture in my house is normal furniture. Furniture, furniture, furniture. Nature, la naturaleza. Mother Nature, la madre naturaleza es muy sabia. Mother Nature, mother, bada, hoth, badada, ada, mother, mother es una th vibrada, madre, mother, father, brother. Mother Nature is very wise, but her embrace can kill, so be careful. Mother Nature, nature, it's natural. And I'll see you tomorrow.